Welcome to Andrea Lake 101, the making of a billionaire. You guys, it is a dirty tea episode with the lovely Ms. MeiMei Fox. Hello, MeiMei. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, Andrea. Always a delight to be here.
So for those of you that are new, dirty tea is where I have a drink and maybe smoke a little weed, and MeiMei asks me whatever the fuck she wants. So sometimes we choose a subject, but this week, MeiMei, can you confirm that we have not chosen a subject?
No, and when we choose a subject, it's very broad, to be clear,
Yes.
but no, in this case, not even that.
And can you confirm that I do not know what you are going to ask me?
Absolutely confirmed.
Very, very good. Miss MeiMei Fox is a 2 times New York Times bestselling author who has been following this journey the whole entire time that I've been rebuilding the company. So she knows every little thing. We're going to do more of an introduction for her in a little bit. And without further ado, MeiMei, it is whatever you have been curious about or want our audience to know about. The floor is yours.
I want to dive right into the hot topic of the moment, which is social media.
Yes.
So specifically, when we first started talking, which was a couple years ago, I've known Andrea for a while through Summit Series community, but when
maybe
we
20 years,
like really, maybe 20 years,
yeah,
something like that,
15, something like that. Yeah.
When we first started talking and discussing your business and the book and all that, you were not doing social media. You were very clear. You're like, my strategy is go after CEOs, CMOs, like big bosses of big companies and get their accounts. And what changed and why?
Okay. Oh, so do you know what, MeiMei? Actually, my strategy was going to be was to go get a couple real big banger accounts. So to reach out some people that I knew that just had big companies because I really couldn't afford to run any kind of social media campaign or advertisement. But I did also always intend, once I was like stabilized, the business is in compliance, we have staff that can run the equipment, machinery, all the stuff that we didn't have when I walked in the door, I did know that I would end up taking over the social media, but not with ads. That was the differentiator. I wanted to do it with a story. And so at first, I thought that story was going to be, hey, we're paying a living wage, we're treating people like human beings. And then out of nowhere, Stickergate just landed in my pretty little lap out of nowhere.
And what drove the move to Instagram, Threads? Like, let's get nitty gritty on that actual strategy that you've been engaging. Because if anybody isn't following Andrea Lake 101 on social media, by the way, you should be, because she's so fucking funny and entertaining, but also informative. So like, not just on Instagram where I am regularly watching your reels, but also on Threads. So that has been a huge part of from my understanding, how you're spending your time these days. So tell us about that.
Yes, girl. Okay, so 6 weeks ago, it was December 27th of 2025, because you know that I'm a dates kind of a gal. Today is February 25th of 2026. So it was almost exactly 2 months ago that I took over the social media accounts for my company. Obviously, Sasha still runs the freaking awesome ones that's specifically for Sticker Junkie, but I took over like the Stickergate reels, the engagement on Threads, as well as the Andrea Lake 101 reels on social media. But I didn't have time to do that until 2 months ago. And our sales have doubled. Yep, they've doubled in the last few months.
Okay, yeah. Stop right there. So how?
Yeah.
Like, again, I want to understand this.
You got it.
Other entrepreneurs understand this. I want you to explain what you've done. Like, we know Stickergate happened. Well, anybody who's following this, if you want to backtrack and review that, you're welcome to.
If you don't know that, girl, go start with that episode.
Go start with that.
MeiMei did a whole dirty tea all about Stickergate. It's fantastic. Go. If you don't know that story, get your fucking little tail over there.
And then you'll be dragging your jaw off the ground at the things that the Sticker Mule founder has been up to. So don't miss it. But wild. There's still a big leap from like, every founder I know, every CEO, every entrepreneur I know is like, I've got to be on social media. Yeah. There's a huge leap from that to I doubled our sales in 2 months. So what happened? What are you doing?
Who me? So here's the deal. I know that I sometimes sound like an asshole when I say this. Okay, so we're just all the disclaimers. But I really have done $447 million in merchandising sales. And most of that was t-shirts that people want to wear front, center, mass, the biggest definer of who they are, right? They walk into the room, whatever that t-shirt says, you're going to know something about that person if they're wearing a big graphic t-shirt. And almost all of that $447 million in sales was for t-shirts like that, as well as bumper stickers on the back of the car or on the thermos that was an identifier of who those people are. And that means that I have created a lot of shit that people think is funny that they're going to buy and wear on themselves. And so I was like, Threads is a platform that exists where you got to be funny in like 140 characters. And I am one of the best people in the world at that. So if I'm going to write a comment, it's just almost guaranteed it's going to be one of the top 3 comments because I only leave a comment if it's actually funny. However, there's some stuff that I do that you don't have to be the best slogan writer in the world to do. I think that one of the things that people mistake on and miss out on is they don't follow accounts if they're teeny tiny small accounts. And I'm like, oh, no. Follow every account that engages with your content regularly. If somebody is leaving me comments, I have been somebody's 3rd follower. I have been somebody's 3 millionth follower. It doesn't matter to me if you're engaging with my content. And then people who have 200, 300, 400 followers, if you follow them and engage with them and ask them how they are and just get to know them like an actual person. I had somebody who's rad and in a punk rock band. And it's like a punk rock resurgence metal rock band. And he was like, you are a CEO that checks up on me when I'm in the hospital. And I'm like, you're just my friend. You're my bestie online. Like I just engage with my whole audience without paying attention to follower count and answer every single comment, respond, and just be a real person.
I think that's so critical what you just said, to be a real person. So your primary focus platforms are Instagram and Threads.
Yes, Instagram and Threads. Yes, and for different things. So, but
that's what I was going to ask. Are you posting the same thing to both? What are you posting to one versus the other? What's your strategy with each?
So with Threads, here's the deal. If you post something on Threads that's going to take people off of Threads, they're going to be like, maybe we don't want to show that, right? And so if I'm like, oh, hey, come watch the podcast, they're like, nah, they're good. They're going to stay right here in Threads. We don't need them to click over to YouTube.
Right. Okay. So they don't want you leaving the Threads platform.
They don't. And so I did develop a strategy around that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So what's your strategy around it then? If you're not sending them to watch your awesome reels?
Yes. So as soon as I post a reel or post a link out to the YouTube, I do like a secondary, maybe 5 or 10 minutes later, that shows or says exactly what happened. Like, hey, I just posted the biggest hot goss and it only has 86 views and there's fucking 20,000 of you following me. Like, and then I'll tag Zuckerberg. I'm like, at Zuck, fix that. My people want to see what I have to say. That's why they follow me. They follow me only for that reason. They want to know what I just said. So why, if I have 20,000 followers, have you only shown it to 86 people? Let's do not that.
Then are you directing them to go watch on another platform? So rather than linking directly in Threads, I told you we are going to go nitty gritty here.
Yes. Oh, yes. Here's the nitty gritty. Here's the nitty gritty. And for anyone watching this on YouTube, if you're on audio only, I'm going to explain what people on YouTube are seeing. So when you're in Threads, you would just post your reel with your whatever the tea is piping hot, which is usually what I say. And then like 10 minutes later, I do a little separate post from that says, hey, we just dropped hot goss, go check out our profile. And that leads a lot of people into a rabbit hole, and everybody wants a rabbit hole on social media. They just really do. So the degree of Easter eggs that I planned in advance, like when I was a little kid, Midnight Madness was a movie that I think that had a bunch of the people from Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and it was like a scavenger hunt movie, right? You remember this movie, of course, right?
I remember, yeah.
So my Easter egg comments throughout the whole entire history of my use in the last 2 months on Threads has been set up like a scavenger hunt. I announce shit like 7 comments deep, and I'll put something like that like really deep in a comment. So only 1 or 2 or 10 or 12, like the Fanatic fans, they see that. They see it first and they start talking about it and commenting on it. And then also what's really lucky is I'm rebuilding this company. So I didn't have a huge cadre of clients that would expect me to not say who I am. So when you are designing anything or developing anything, creating anything, it doesn't matter if it is a podcast, if it is a sticker company, if it is any type of entrepreneurial venture, or if it is as a content creator or anything. What you actually need to make it is 1,000 Fanatic fans. That's 1,000 people that are going to see your stuff, comment on it, repost it, like it, share it, talk with each other about it. And so I'm creating several different communities right now, but one of the communities that I'm creating is the Fanatic fans.
And this is mostly on Threads.
And Instagram. Yeah, I've actually taken these same techniques. Originally, it was just on Threads. So when I took over the accounts, I had 6.2 thousand followers on Threads. On Sticker Junkie, I had 350 followers on Threads on Andrea Lake 101. I have 1,900 followers now. I started at 350 for myself personally. I know, look at that. And then for Sticker Junkie, I went from 6.2 thousand followers to 20,000 followers in 2 months. Whoop, whoop.
Yes.
And on Instagram for Sticker Junkie, we went from 24.6 thousand to 35.8 thousand. So we got a 50% lift in 2 months. And on Andrea Lake on Instagram, I went from 1,250 followers to 3,450 followers as of today. And I'm getting about 100 new followers a day right now on my Andrea Lake 101 on Instagram. So I tripled my follower count on Instagram. And most of the way that you do that actually is to really engage in the comment section. So you're going to want to be commenting on other people's stuff. You're going to be resharing other people's stuff. But I did have some brilliant strategies with bringing together a community that I call the water cooler.
Ooh, tell us about the water cooler, Andrea.
So I was really inspired actually by something Chapel Roan said. I think it was on Jimmy Kimmel or Jimmy Fallon. I think it was on Fallon, where she's like, I'm your favorite artist. And she got that from, of course, Sasha Colby, who's the favorite drag queen's favorite drag queen. And I'm like, I'm your favorite influencer's favorite influencer. So I reached out because I have the Sticker Junkie Instagram account, which now has 35.8 thousand followers. Spoiler alert, when you reach out to people in the DMs on Instagram, that's where the game is. That's where you're converting the actual sales. The bigger your account is, when you reach out to another large account, the more likely it is that they're going to take you seriously, respond to you, even see what you have to say, because the algorithm is going to say, hey, this is important. This is in your highlight reel right here. So all of the influencers whose content I was really liking, I just would DM them, and I would DM them for my personal and for my business. So they correlated who I was. So all of a sudden I'm getting responses back from Sarah Wiles, from Cats on a Couch, from huge accounts that I follow, and they're responding back to me. And I'm like, oh my God, thanks. And then I'm setting up all of these Zoom calls with like attorney Ryan. He must have 3 million followers. And that was a fascinating call. He's fantastic. And with the ladies from Little Blue Cart, Erin and Kate, and we have become friends. And then I'm introducing all of these people to each other. So because I have never really been on social media until about 2 months ago when I started this, like I didn't own a fucking television, you guys. I did not spend my time scrolling on social media. I just set a timer to cry. Okay. I didn't have time to scroll on social media.
You didn't have time for that. You were living at your warehouse.
Washing my hair in a sink,
You were
girl.
doing shifts in the middle of the night printing stickers, girl. You didn't have time for social media until it
Let
became
me tell you,
your business strategy. Until it became your business strategy.
That's right. That's right. So it's truly only been like the last 2 months that I've been nonstop on social media. And let me tell you how bad it is for my mental health. I can't wait. I'm so happy and excited to engage for the next like year and a half. But I am very excited for in a month or two from now to be able to like set a timer and only go in there for like 15 minutes and that's it. Because it is bad. It's really bad for my mental health to be on there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What part of it is bad for your mental health? What do you mean by that?
Actually, Emma Barrera, who is a good friend of mine, put it best. She did this reel that was like, hey, look, you guys, everyone is talking about influencers right now. And like, why are you still going to work? But we have to go to work just like you, and we work online. Social media is what we do for a living. So like you can go to your job and you're not seeing a constant, unescapable news feed. So when Alex Preddy was murdered, I saw it seconds after it happened. And then I saw live footage from every angle. And because of Stickergate and because of the influencers that I follow, I am seeing horrific atrocities in real time consistently. And then like a Taylor Swift video, and then like a dog, something cute a dog did. Our brains are not meant to process information in that way. It's incredibly destructive to our mental patterning, and it's done on this exact algorithm. Like A CIA agent laid it out really, really cohesively, and I checked it and found this to be true. Like if you go backwards to the last video you saw right before an ad, so it's basically going to go like this. You're going to see something sort of scary, right? Like my dog has lumps. He's a lumpy lab. So I'm going to see every scary thing about what that means. And then you're going to see something terrifying, right? Like if you're pregnant, you're going to see terrifying things that can happen during pregnancy or that can happen to an infant. And this thing that is terrifying for most Americans right now is politics. And so, yeah. And so based on whatever algorithm you're in, you're going to see some terrifying, terrifying, terrifying shit. And it doesn't matter what you believe. You're going to see shit that terrifies you and enrages you, specifically you, whatever that is. Doesn't matter what that is. Then you're going to see something hopeful, right? Like a reunion of some sort, maybe a military family coming home, maybe a proposal, something like that. Then you're going to see something truly just straight up joyful, right? No barrier to the joy, right? Like maybe you just got dumped and a proposal sucks to see. You're going to see something like a dog running or a cat or punch the monkey. And then you're going to get an ad to purchase something that you're very likely to buy. That's the algorithm.
Whoa.
So it doesn't matter what the anger is. It doesn't matter what the trigger to anger is. If you're afraid you might have breast cancer, it's that. I'm very upset I said that word out loud because now I'm going to get those types of videos. It doesn't matter what you're afraid of. You might be afraid that the foundation in your house is slipping. So you're going to start to see foundational reinforcement. It doesn't matter. The algorithm already knows what's going to scare you.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a way of messing with the emotions in order to get you to buy stuff. Is what you're saying.
The whole
that has been proven to get you to hit the purchase button as a self-soothing mechanism, I presume, basically. As a way to feel in control and
as a way to get a dopamine hit. You feel like I have something, I have earned some type of worthiness through the purchase of whatever it is that I was just shown that I'm going to buy. It's going to make it better in some way.
That's mind-blowing. So
it is.
What you're telling me is not that being on social media, not full time, but a lot for your job right now.
It's full time for me right now.
It's bad for your mental health, not because you're getting doxxed or people are leaving shitty comments. It's more because of what you're seeing. You're seeing because the algorithm knows you. It's showing you people being kidnapped by ICE. It's showing you Epstein files, horrors. So you're getting spoon-fed the worst of humanity, basically.
That's exactly right. And if I was on the other side, the algorithm would show me that trans athletes are destroying women's sports. Then it would show me whatever terrifies someone else.
So that's the piece of it that is difficult for your mental health, is the fact that you can't be on here, even if you're not going on with a political agenda. This is the point you are, but you're a sticker company. You're not a politician. You know what I'm saying? So you are not running like your arch rival, Anthony Constantino, is actually running for political office.
Oh my word, he sure is. Let's go. Yes, please, let's go.
So ready for the reality show. Come on.
Yes,
come on, Netflix.
Yes, please. So my biggest competitors, Anthony Constantino, is the founder and CEO of the largest sticker company, I believe, in the world, Sticker Mule. And he is currently running for Congress on a MAGA agenda. Proudly, loves it, loves to see it.
With a 100-foot vote for Trump sign on his corporate headquarters.
Correct.
Yes, indeed.
Correct. He thinks President Trump is fantastic. He wrote a full studio-length album called "Thank You, President Trump." If you're watching on YouTube,
that was a joke. I thought that was a joke when you first told me that.
I did too. I thought it was a joke when I first heard it. He also wanted to open a Trump amusement park, which I also thought was a joke when I first saw it, but that was actually true.
So you're going to see a lot of political content because you are posting about Sticker Mule and their political content.
That's right. And then also I have friends like Sarah Wiles who posts political content, like Nikki Vickner, like a lot of different, like the Badass Quilter, like other people that I actually personally know. And I really like them, the Savage Stitcher, and I repost their stuff, and their stuff does have a very political bent to it. And now so does mine. Everyone's does, because now everything is political. When you're very steadily have moved into an authoritarian regime taking over this country, there's no other way around it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And when someone is moderate and evenly killed, as I am, says that means that has already happened. When you have United States citizens being murdered on the streets by unidentified armed masked men, That is a no. That is a no. It's a no. And so that's why all of a sudden you're seeing businesses that never would have talked about politics before, just because it wasn't really necessary for that to happen. And just people just didn't, because we weren't in an extreme situation until we were.
And it's all wonderful that you're speaking out on it, and I am so grateful. And so a lot of the friends you're making,
yes,
through this strategy of liking and commenting a lot on other people's stuff, and I want to really call that out. It's not just you making with your team tremendously entertaining, well cut, well edited reels, which I love.
Yes, that does drive tons of the likes and tons of the follows. And it is political content, because Anthony was so political and started Stickergate. Then it was very easy for us to be like, not us. Like, would you like to come here instead? We, as a matter of fact, do not sell a shirt that says I support Ice Ice Baby. That is what the image of it will be right up on the screen for those of you watching on or listening on audio only.
And my other favorite, Stop Trans Propaganda, which I love that you're like, what is that exactly?
Literally.
I love me a drag show. Nobody's making you go.
Seriously. Did I just buy like Sasha Colby's t-shirt line, like RuPaul's t-shirt line? Is that the trans propaganda that you speak of? Like, yeah. What? Wow.
Okay.
Sorry for anybody not on the joke, especially people who are on audio only and didn't see the image on the screen. Don't be sorry. Anthony Constantino designed a bunch of t-shirts, including one that says Stop Trans Propaganda. He also did one that just says really big, the acronym for Make New York Great Again. That is spelled MNYGA. Why don't you say that in your head and see what it spells?
I just got it.
Oh my. Oh my. Keep going. Say something else. I know, right? Like, as soon as it tracks you, I'm sorry, what? He's a white guy.
Yeah, that took me a second. And he's a white guy. Yeah, let's point that out. Okay, so you jumped onto the Threads game. You jumped onto the Instagram game. You are posting hot shit content. You're also liking and commenting a ton. Then you briefly mentioned the water cooler. What is the water cooler? I didn't quite understand this.
MeiMei, that is a great question, because this is some tactical business shit advice that, like, fucking perk up, listen up if you are creating a business and you're scaling it. All business gets created through community, right? That doesn't matter if it's the community of people that purchase with you, if it's the community of people that work with you on your team, or if that's a community of people who are supporting you in one way or another. So the best way to increase your follower count, to increase and also just to have fun and fucking meet people and promote the content of people you like, is to create a community of the content creators that you actually like. When you are the one who is actually doing the work to create the community, people will come. People will come. This is the same advice that I got from Jack Canfield when I put together that mastermind group that had like Jay Allard, who led the team that invented the Xbox, Dan Caldwell from Tap Out, Tina Wells from Buzz Marketing, and Cameron Johnson, serial entrepreneur, and myself had a mastermind group. And because I put it together, all these fucking amazing people just like came to my mastermind group. Anytime that I'm creating anything, what I want to do is create a community of people so that we all rise up together, right? I started this on Summit at Sea when you and I reconnected. Now, MeiMei and I have known each other for 15 years. And I said, I am going to put together a little group of people who are all creating things and scaling things right now, because MeiMei had started a new business venture herself. And so then me and MeiMei and Andy Stack and Sarah Haywood and a bunch of people got together and are just like, hey, and Raphael Doroval, we'll just all be helpful to each other. So I thought, I need to do that now with my social media community. So every creator that I liked, I just reached out and said, oh, hey, I really like you. Do you like me too? And there's a whole bunch of people that never saw it, that ignored it, whatever. But then there's a whole bunch of people that were like, girl, I like you too. Yeah, fuck yeah, I'll jump on a call with you. Let's go. And so I ended up having calls, and then I put them together into a social media area. And at first I did it without any permission. I just like threw a bunch of creators that follow Sticker Junkie in. And then I was like, you can totally leave if you want to, but cool shit is going to happen in here. Basically.
So is this like a DM? Is this like a message group within Instagram or WhatsApp or something like that? Okay.
It is.
Okay.
It is.
Okay.
And MeiMei Fox is in there, but she's busy. She didn't go in there very much, but yes.
I know. Oh, well.
I know you will. But a lot of us are really just active online. And so like if somebody posts something and is like, oh, hey, can you guys watch this real quick? And then we throw in funny memes and we throw in funny reels to each other. I call it the water cooler because I just wanted people to have a break. to get away. And as I started meeting new people, like my friends at Two Crow Collective, and we just started talking really transparently about how bad social media is for our mental health. And I'm like, I want a getaway place that you can go to. And I'm doing like Tuesday tea where I drop in whatever thing from some content creator that I like that people can go rabbit hole down, and other people do that too. And if someone like the Badass Quilter just went to QuiltCon, so I'm like, oh, hey, here's all the QuiltCon posts. And it's just a fun getaway place. But what also happens is I don't ask anyone really to do anything, but I repost a lot of the content from the people that are in the water cooler because I see all their content. And then I'm like, oh, hey, I just reposted your content. And then other people also would like to do that just because they like the people, because they know them now. Do you know?
Fantastic. So it's a community within a community of people who all like each other and are sharing, liking, commenting, but also, like you said, taking a little break from some of the being on.
Yeah. Yes. And if you're getting like really badly ratioed or attacked, you can go in there and just be like, shit, man, I said something I didn't mean to say. And there's just so much love because everyone in that community, or I'm getting like ratioed by people who have very different political opinions than me. Right. There's so much love because everyone has experienced that in that community. So I just came up with another idea that you guys are going to see. This is what I mean with the Easter eggs.
Yep. Here we go.
Idea, where I'm going to start to have a Friday salon, which makes me sound fancy as fuck, and put together a whole thing for all the influencers to go to. And then we're going to have, it's mostly going to be a private thing where we just meet each other and have fun and maybe have a cocktail or a mocktail. And then in the center of this hour-long, like Friday happy hour, basically, we'll do 7 minutes of segments that people can record and then post in any way that they would like on their social media. So everyone has these reels where like all of a sudden 20 or 40 of us were just all together. So if you have your one word prompt, I got the one word prompt idea from Cats on a Couch because I saw her go up to people and say, here's the one word prompt. What do you think about JD Vance? And it was like eyeliner, couch, Charmin tissue. It was fucking
oh my God, love. Oh, I have to go check that out. That sounds fantastic.
She's so fucking funny. It's ridiculous. And so I'm doing like a Hollywood Squares style thing with like everybody can create whatever their own question is for whatever the one word prompt is. And that's the part that we can all share on our socials.
And then is this all virtual? Or are there any plans to make it IRL?
Yeah, I do actually have an event that I'm going to host in Sedona next May.
Ooh, exciting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So when I say like Sticker Junkie doesn't advertise on Google or within Instagram, this is the way that I would spend my marketing dollars, is to do like a Sticker Fairy Godmother Give Back program through social media. Or when some influencer that I really love and follow is fundraising for something, right? Send like $50. We don't have a lot of money to send, but that is how we send our marketing budget. And now we are going to spend our marketing budget flying out a bunch of very cool people to do very cool stuff in May in Sedona.
Hooray! Love. Okay. Mm-hmm. So social media has been treating you well, and you said you have doubled sales. What do you attribute that to precisely? Yeah. Like, again, for the entrepreneurs here listening, I know you have a lot of entrepreneurs who follow you.
Well, so our big banger viral reels, I mean, you can't beat those, right? Yeah. So when we do have competitor who is wilding out as hard as Sticker Mule is wilding out.
And when like it must be said, when you are authentically women-owned, women-led, pro LGBTQ, like it's not like you're faking it or you've just gone the opposite, right? I mean, like this is what's so insane about Sticker Wars. Like you are speaking from a very genuine place in your own heart and your whole company.
Yeah. Yeah. And to be fair, so is Anthony.
Right.
Competitor at Sticker Mill. That's why it would be a good TV show. He is not making this up. He believes what he believes, and he believes he is 1,000,000% correct. And he believes that if someone heard me say out loud words, they would understand immediately how very wrong I clearly very much am. And so I'm like, great, fantastic. Let's fucking make it
perfect. Let's go. Yeah.
Because he's not wrong. There's going to be a percentage of the country that's going to be eager to message and support him, and vice versa. And I'm very happy for whatever ratio plays out. I just dropped a comment when Flavor Flav was like, hey, I want to do a women's hockey thing. I'm like, yeah, we've got your commemorative stickers right here, babe. we have them.
Oh, what's going on with women's? I mean, okay, you might need to briefly recap for those who are not following the horrendous latest antics of Trump. What's going on with hockey?
As you would imagine, Donald Trump was on a phone call in the men's locker room in men's hockey and was a perfect gentleman. He was a gentleman and a scholar in his comments. And so he said some, pretty horrifically not great things. And then we saw the director of the FBI behaving like the worst bro at a frat party. And just like, I don't have a degree of level of cringe that would be high enough for me to express my reaction to seeing Kash Patel slamming a beer and I can't. It was all of the no. And disparaging the women's hockey team. So then
who won the gold medal, FYI, in case you're not following the news. Men won, but so did the women.
That's correct.
Right. Okay.
Correct. And my girl Sarah Wiles is going viral for this because she's married to a hockey player and raising 2 hockey sons and did a group on hyper viral, like millions and millions of views. Yes. Of just like, you guys had a chance here. What are you doing? Why did no man in that room say that is inappropriate? Do not disparage them. They are not just the winning team, but the winningest team in like the history of winning since it just baby barely got created. So it's one of the winningest U.S. It's not just like they won. It's like they've been winning.
And Trump basically said, I'm going to have you guys to the White House, men.
I have to have the women. Like, I don't want to, but I have to.
I don't want to. Right.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. That all sounds right.
So what is going on in the world of threads and sticker junkie and social media?
Yes. So on Instagram, Flavor Flav said, hey, I have an idea. How about if I host you to the most baller party in Vegas for one night and we'll fly you out? Who's interested? So immediately Alaskan Airlines, who we love at Sticker Junkie as a company, says we got the plane tickets. And then StubHub is like, oh, we will hook you up with some incredible event, great tickets. And everyone's just jumping in, and I go, oh, we have got your, and Monty Mador did maybe one of the first reels. She's an incredible influencer. She's so fantastic on Instagram. Did one of the first reels that alerted me that this was happening. So I ran over there and I'm like, we got your commemorative sticker packs, 100% women owned, no AI, let's fucking go, passionate about a living wage. We got you. And so then that went quite viral. Like we had thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of likes, comments, like, yes, we love Sticker Junkie. We love Sticker Junkie. Well, why do people love Sticker Junkie? Because I've been engaging with them for the last 2 months. And so all of these people who I love, all of my clients, like when I do a call to get a Fortune 500 client, I'm like, that's because that gives my company so much financial security to have a client that spends $500,000 worth of stickers a year. But that does not mean that I do not love my clients that buy $50, $60 worth of stickers, because I do. And so I follow all of them. And it doesn't matter if they're a very small client or a very large client. If they engage with my content and buy stickers from me, I follow them and I like their stuff and I look at their stuff and I look at their artwork. So all of a sudden I have these Fanatic fans who are jumping into the comment section. And even when I was asleep, someone was like, no, not them. That's like the MAGA company. And a bunch of people immediately were like, nope, it's not. No, they're fucking rad. Go check out their profile. You're good. Go watch their videos. It's absolutely not them. So it's like a little community within itself. And I love them, of besties who are just like, no, we got you, because I got them too, for real.
So it's all playing out. And how do you see that translating into dollars?
Oh, incredibly well. So we're still in the phase right now. It's going fabu. So we've been in the phase where we're acquiring all these new clients, because longtime listeners of the pod remember that we had a devastating Black Friday in 2025 just a few months ago.
I do recall.
So our sales were down by 37%. Our normal clients were buying 37% less. Well, that's a fucking lot to me. I know. For those of you on audio only, MeiMei is making the correct face right now. Like, the fuck?
Yeah, the fuck.
That's right. We did not do hardly any extra. The amount we did extra for the sales was offset by our 22% discount that we only run once a year. And so we did literally like the same that we would expect with no Black Friday. The coverage of Black Friday gets us through December because we don't have a holiday gift type of an item. So our December's
right.
Yeah. And everyone gets their new next year's ad budget in January. So December for us is usually like, oh, we're going to make super cute gift boxes and host a party and take whatever vacation you want then, because that's our slowest month. Like if you can wait, take it then. And for us this year, it was like, how the fuck are we going to make it as a company? Our sales are so down. They have been truly decimated. And so I was like, look, I got to go myself, take over the social media and get this kicked way up, way fast. And so that's why we did that.
How do you think it translates to sales? Like, how does that play out?
Right. Well, people literally just DM us and we DM them as soon as they're engaging with our content. And I'm just like, oh, hi, I would love to do your sales. Or they text us in the comments and say, you just got a new customer. And I immediately go, welcome home, bestie. So happy to have you. And then a lot of times when I can, it's so time consuming. I really do spend 12 or 14 hours a day at least on social media right now.
Wow.
Because I'm the one that's fielding the comments when we like go viral.
Mm-hmm. I mean, sorry, go ahead.
Well, I do have, Sasha is too, but like there's a learning curve to become as funny of a Gen Xer as I am. And there is a generational gap that Sasha and I have talked about a lot, Emily and Sasha and I, because we're all about, 14 years apart from each other. There are things that make Sasha cringe that do not make Gen X women cringe. And I'm like, Gen X women are our clients and elder millennials. Like it doesn't, it's fine if it makes you cringe. That's not who I'm talking to when I say, hey besties, because they just feel included in my little bestie community. Because it's cringy.
Right. Because you are mostly selling to companies who are placing large orders, mostly, right? So those are mostly going to be kind of millennial or older, or why do you say that's your people? Why?
It's not just the size of the company. Like a woman that owns a bookstore probably going to almost for sure be an elder millennial. A woman that's in marketing somewhere is going to be an elder millennial. It's at the decision level of purchasing, or a Gen Xer. And certainly there are some younger up and comers, but they actually have to speak Gen X if they're going to be good at their job.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. Fascinating. So
because it's one of the ad dollars.
Yeah. It's one of those things where you talk about like your ad dollars budget, right? And you could look at it and say, oh, this is such a brilliant strategy because social media is free and you're not spending, whatever it is, $100,000 a month on Google ads. However, you are spending 12 hours a day. That's the spend. The spend is your time and your brain.
That's right. And that is no small price.
No.
That is no small price to pay. So all of the time I'm figuring out how I can make it more seamless and healthy for myself. And when I commented the other day on Threads, I was like, look, you guys, for real, I didn't own a television. So I've never consumed content, period, until the pandemic. And I really just started scrolling on social media maybe like a little bit a year and a half ago, a little bit more like a year ago, but 10, 15 minutes a day, possibly, maybe, most days, no. Yeah. So for me to be like 12 or 14 hours a day online, it's not a good utilization of time. And because I always have been so protective of my time and I've always had time to just think. No noise, no music in the background, no TV in the background, no nothing, reading books, long format.
What? Seriously?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Most of the million miles, I've driven about 1.2 million miles on all my road trips. And I know that because I haven't had that many cars and that's what they have. Most of it was in utter, complete silence. And I would just be thinking through whatever I was thinking about. And that used to just totally be normal. No distractions, none, no podcasts, no audiobooks, no nothing. They didn't exist when I was doing road trips.
Wow. Mm-hmm. And all those skills I feel like are playing out in this strategy from running delinquent distribution and making fuck you t-shirts for, Hot Topic, to driving around the country, to all of it. It's so fascinating.
It's so crazy how it's all coming forward in ways that I never seen, especially like being a quant trader, being a member of the Global Economic Institute, studying really deeply geopolitics and global economics. I just like all of the reading, by the way, that I did for all of those 30 plus years when I didn't own a television was virtually 100% nonfiction, maybe less than 1% fiction for sure.
And a lot of it was straight up like textbooks, right? I mean, it wasn't even just popular nonfiction. It was like hardcore academic nonfiction.
Right, because I had such a complex about not having gone to college. And so I wanted to be perceived as being educated. And so I would literally just look at the course curriculum to get a PhD in economics and read it all, or to get a law degree and not read it all, but read a lot of it, and have a really strong comprehension of anything that I wanted to know how to do. And I always have been super fascinated about like the creation of all things. How did money come to be? It's a fascinating story. How were eyeglasses created? Also a fascinating story. So everything that exists, heat, temperature control in your house, refrigeration for your food, agricultural farming, every single origin story of all of that is fascinating. And nobody knows that anymore. And that's on purpose. It's on purpose that most people are taught about like this weird ancient Mesopotamia, but they are not taught how to grow food, how to become an entrepreneur, real, true, actual life skills. They are taught how to fill in the blank and obey orders.
Yeah. Literally used to fill out little bubbles. Remember, with a number 2 pencil? Those days are gone. It's all on a computer now. But literally fill in the box. Literally.
Yes, that was created literally by one of the wealthiest people in the world in 1903 who funded the Department of Education. It was on purpose. We are on purpose taught to not think. And so when people have these like really outrageous opinions about like they can't talk to their family because they agree differently on because they disagree about abortion or immigration or some hot topic subject that they have been taught is more important than their familial relationships. Every piece of informational content that you have ever watched, including this video right now that you're watching right now, you are watching because a billionaire is allowing you to see it. So these deeply held things where you hate the Democrats or hate your neighbor or hate MAGA, that is all intentionally on purpose, that you are taught on purpose that you can't get along with your neighbor if you disagree on one thing. Yeah, that's why media companies exist, is to polarize and individualize each other so that we do not believe that we're a community anymore. And it's very easy to fall into that trap when you're on social media because you see stuff that is filled so profoundly with hatred on an opposite side to you. And it doesn't matter if you believe you have a side, they're going to show you an opposite side.
Right. Also because you're not out and about talking to people and running into them in person as much anymore, right? So like, I know you and I have talked about this, but you know, you had neighbors and you would hang out with them because you didn't have a device in your hand. I mean, maybe you had like Thursday night TV, but basically like you're going to go to a bar, you're going to go to a restaurant, or you're going to go hang out at the park. You're going to talk to people. And then you're going to like, you didn't dive in with what's your stance on politics straight out the gate. Like you found all the things you had. Maybe you both like gardening. Maybe you both like yoga, whatever, right?
Yeah. I created these stickers that say "Make politics boring again" because it didn't matter if you were on the opposite side. I'm choosing abortion because it's the most triggering issue for most people. Like it didn't matter if you were on the opposite side of abortion. It didn't matter if you had some weirdo fucking lifestyle. So you're just the weirdo hippie chick who's going to bring fucking these mushy ass quinoa hamburger to the potluck. And so all of it, that's how it was. It was just like, well, this is some weirdo hippie chick who's a vegan, but now what can we bring that you're going to eat to the potluck? Because we also want to make sure that you have stuff to eat there. And nobody was making a big video about how that person is crazy and you can't trust those insane vegans.
Right, exactly.
Like, that's fucking kooky. I'm glad I don't have to eat that every meal, but weird, interesting.
Okay, so how are you supporting the friends and the followers, your fanatical fans that you're meeting on Instagram and Threads?
Yeah, so I make it a point to go in and at Instagram at the top, instead of just like scrolling on your feed, you can click into the people that you're following. I feel like most people know this. I'm new to Instagram, but if you don't know this, you can just click at the top and it only shows you people you're following. So I like stuff from everybody's account. It's that sometimes there might be 2 or 3 likes on a post that they did a day or 2 ago, and then Sticker Junkie goes in and likes it and we have 36,000 followers. Well, that's going to post it more readily to our audience. And then if it's really cute or really good, I will repost it so that our audience sees it. And it really boosts, like I was saying, I'm your favorite influencer's favorite influencer. And I didn't finish out that thought. It's because I have 3,450 followers right now on Instagram, and a lot of them are large accounts. A lot. For my personal Andrea Lake 101, it's like 30% or more has like 10,000 or more followers. A lot of them have more than 100,000 followers. A lot of them have more than 500,000 or 1,000,000 followers, and I'm a tiny account. So that informs the algorithm. What she's saying matters because these really
so even if you don't have 3 million followers yet, because we're getting there, and I have always 1000% belief that you're going to get there.
For sure.
The algorithm sees that many of those people follow you and they're retweeting you, and so you get booted up.
That's exactly right. That is how the algorithm works. Okay. And so it's super janky. It's even more hyper accentuated because we have almost 36,000 followers right now, 35.8 when I got on this call. And Amazing. It's growing every day. I know, it's awesome. And a few weeks ago, we had 24,000. So already the algorithm is like, what are these people doing?
Yes.
Like, it doesn't understand. It's just a mathematical equation.
No, it just says they're growing rapidly. So
that's right.
Yeah.
We have accounts with 3, 4, 500,000, 2, 3, 4 million people following us back. Well, that makes it look like, oh, wow, we should really show their content because this is going to be a big influential account very clearly. Otherwise, this many people with that many followers wouldn't be following, engaging, liking, reposting their content. And so because I'm curious, and I go down these rabbit holes, I do fun shit like I just did with Chloe's giant cookies, where I just like make a reel that's like, you have tea going on? Well, I have some solutions for you in a legal way, babe. So we should maybe talk about that one. Did you see that story?
Yeah. So you offered her some legal advice, basically, like a small business owner. And you're like, I know a thing or two about the law. You maybe have read like, I don't know, a couple dozen law books to start with. There's that.
That's actually true.
Yeah, that's actually true of Andrea.
Yeah, that is. I actually looked into taking the California bar exam, despite the fact that I've never gone to law school, because California is one of the states that allows you to do that. That's the degree to which I've read about the law. And then I talked to a bunch of my friends who are attorneys, and they're like, you would fail the shit out of that. And then I went and looked it up, and I'm like, I would fail the fucking shit out of that. It's such a hard bar. So here we're going to go like this. Not a lawyer. Not a lawyer.
Not a lawyer.
Not a lawyer. However, I have a weirdly large understanding of the law, and especially as it relates to entrepreneurs. So I myself have been involved in trademark litigation, baby. Not once, not twice, but thrice. So yes, I sure have. And every single time that I was involved in litigation, it was with a similar person that my girl Chloe over at Chloe's Giant Cookies is involved with, where Chloe did the exact right thing. Chloe called them and said, oh, hey, I bet we could find a win-win in this. And they're like, no, we're not going to talk to you. We just want to go through lawyers. And she's like, are you sure? Because lawyers are a no for me, and maybe let's don't. And they were like, nah, I'm good. Peace out. From my understanding, not a lawyer, not my lawsuit. Haven't talked to Chloe. This is my understanding. However, I'm a fucking internet kind of a legal gal. Why, MeiMei? Why am I so litigious and understanding of law?
Why?
No, good question. Terrifyingly afraid of the law when I started in business.
Really? That is surprising to me.
Yes. I was very, very, I feel like it fits into our Capricorn nature. MeiMei is also a Capricorn. I really was very much like a rule follower when it comes to law.
Yes.
That's right. And I was.
You don't want to get in trouble with the law. Like, why? No, thank you. No, that's never appealed to me.
No, sir, no, ma'am. I shall do not that.
Right.
And so I wanted to know what the rules were. And it's not that I'm not incredibly creative with the law, because I find the law to be an incredibly creative thing. Why? Because the law is a living thing that gets rewritten. So I have very frequently in litigation astonished and surprised my lawyers, because if I believe that I am correct about something, there is no end degree to which I will litigate that, because most lawyers are thrilled as fucking pie to be able to present a case where it actually writes new law. That's like the dream of a lawyer. So when I see something that's just not right, I am that fucking nightmare of a person to go against in court, because I'm going to figure out a way to have a new law written to make it actually be correct for everybody else, so nobody else finds themselves in the particular situation that I am in if something dicey comes along. So the degree to which I would never, ever in 100 million bazillion years want to go against me legally, it's a true fact. It really is. It really is. And the degree of difficult it is to get me into a courtroom, also incredibly high, because I will mediate any situation, basically no matter how unreasonable someone has been. And my patience has been tried in this arena. And so when I went and looked up the facts of the lovely Miss Chloe's case, I was like, girl, we have got to talk, because I have some ideas. I have a particular thing that I think will work for her. So far, as of this moment, she and I have not spoken, but I'm certain that she will see what I have done. But in my reel, I misspoke because her followers thought I was talking about her and not her competition. Because Chloe did reach out to the people and they didn't want to talk to her. And I said, if you want to be a business person, if you want to be batty McFucking badass in business, pick up the phone. The only time, but I was talking to her competition, not her. The only time I have ever ended up in litigation, ever in 34 years as a CEO is because somebody would literally not talk to me. And I'm like, you guys, you do realize you're going to have to talk to me. There's going to be depositions where I'm going to question you within an inch of your life. It's going to be so profoundly unpleasant for you. You're going to have to talk to me at some point. Probably a judge is going to order us to mediate, or a trademark tribunal, depending on where you are, is going to order you to mediate and have a conversation. So why the fuck are you making lawyers rich on the way to get to that point? Generally speaking, is my philosophy in business. And when I see people who won't even pick up the phone and have a conversation, this is me. This is as a 34-year entrepreneur, just my thought about it. There's no way somebody's going to be successful in business if they don't pick up the phone and have a conversation. You're not cut out for this life.
One of the many juicy tidbits in today's podcast, pick up the phone and talk to people.
And every time that people were like, I'm just right, I'm right, it's raining, I'm going to sue the shit out of you. Why would you put yourself in that position? You just talk to me. Because if someone escalates with me, there is not a degree to which I will not escalate backwards with them. But I will be free and clear and happy, free as a cloud far away. Because I will just let my lawyers handle it. But I'll come up with some creative fucking shit to make sure that it is unpleasant for them. Because they will have had to be so unreasonable to get me to that point in the first place. But that
to get you there, yes, because you were willing to talk from the earliest days and just settle it like human to human.
Yes. So that is the fucking petty bestie tea on legal for entrepreneurs right there, girl. You just got it.
That is such good advice.
You guys, how did I never properly introduce me? We're going to have one last take you out question, but this is Miss MeiMei Fox, MEIMEIFOX, on Instagram, on Threads. She's fucking Batty McBadass. She is a 2 times New York Times bestselling author. She is also a 2 times recommendation on Oprah's book list. Are you shitting me? Come on, me too. I did not write 2 times. That's only MeiMei. She also helps people write their own best-selling book. MeiMei, tell us about the website and the course that you do.
Come to writeyourbestsellingbook.com and you can find me. We do a course, we do a weekend boot camp, we do private coaching, we do VIP, soup to nuts. Let's get your book out there. If you want to tell your story, if you're a survivor, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a thought leader, many reasons why. WriteYourBestSellingBook.com. And MeiMei Fox. You can find me. MeiMei Fox is easy and everywhere.
Fox.com. And also, she's the real fucking deal, you guys. The thing is, there's a lot of people that are like, I'll help you write a book. I'm like, girl, this is my homegirl that I have known for 15 or 20 years, who is on the New York Times bestseller list, who doesn't fuck around even a little bit. And when she's telling you how to write a book, it's because she knows how to write a book. It's going to sell. And it's going to kick up if you are on the speaking tour, if you want to get on the speaking tour, it's going to kick up your speaking engagements a bazillion %. And it is easier than you imagine to get your actual story out there. And people want to know your story.
They do. They really want to know it. So thank you for that. So Andrea, take it away with your top 3 pieces of advice for people with regards to the conversation we've been having today.
When people engage with your content, follow them too, and engage with their content also. If you have the type of company like it's Sticker Junkie, it's very easy for me to just give a gift certificate and be like, this is your sticker fairy godmother. That means the world to someone else that I just gave them a $150 gift certificate, but it doesn't cost me actually that much. This is a much easier way for me to actually spend my marketing budget. And I want to give them the stickers. And spoiler alert, in stickers, they usually spend more than whatever the gift certificate I gave them. That is the first taste is free, baby. Let's go. You're going to like these stickers a lot. You're going to sell them for some money. You're going to come back and buy more.
Plus, they're gorgeous stickers, for the record. In case there was any doubt, they're beautiful, high quality, thick, juicy stickers.
They are. They're so cute. So the third piece of advice that I would give to people is just be authentically yourself. The more that I am just myself, the better. Because you know what? Remember I was talking about Chloe's cookies?
Yeah. And
I said it wrong in the reel. And the normal internet mode then is that people attack me. Except for that, I have so much goodwill that people weren't really attacking me. They were just sort of defending Chloe of like, oh, she already did that. And I'm like, oh, right. Sorry, girl. Sorry. I was confusing. I didn't realize I was being confusing until after it was posted. And just explain to people and just be like, oh, yeah, no, Chloe's fucking badass. But I actually have if Chloe, if you see this, I have a way you can win this. I'm not fucking just saying that.
Chloe, if you see this, call Andrea right away.
Because girl, I've had litigation last for 3 years that if I knew what I knew right now, it sure fucking would not. It sure would be resolved quicker than that. So anyhow, be really transparent with yourself. If you fuck up, say, oh yeah, hey, I actually really hadn't thought of it that way. If you're tripling down on something, then triple down and explain yourself. Just be you. And the people that aren't for you, the people that dislike you or would leave a negative comment, they're not yours anyway. You're looking for the people that are your people.
That's right.
And you're going to
Excellent advice. 1, 2, 3. Thank you for that. Thank you for giving us all that tour of the behind the scenes at Sticker Junkie and Andrea Lake 101. One last question before we go today on the Dirty Tea. I would like to know where you see Sticker Junkie, let's say 1 year from today.
On social media?
Social media, sales. I mean, they're connected, right?
Right. So my goal is Instagram's been very combined. 750,000 followers is my goal. I know that's ludicrous. It's insane.
And then I know you do say this regularly, but tell us again your sales, like where you're going to be a year from now.
Right. So 10 million in revenue is the stated thing. However, I'm not joking. I do have a stretch goal of 22 million.
If you are not buying your stickers from Sticker Junkie and your political values are at all aligned, let's not forget, lest we not forget, stop trans propaganda, sexual harassment ad in the workplace of some dude naked putting his balls in someone's face. Am I allowed to say that?
Absolutely. Horrifying.
Like all of that. R-word pass.
The R-word pass.
This thing that I was seeing on your reel of like this, I'm sure, I know he's an influencer, but he is a dude that Anthony Constantino has going around the mall handing money to a little girl. I was like, no.
So you guys, for people that are just like catching wind of this, Sticker Mule has this creator named Greatness. They did a press release where they did many minutes of the press release explaining that Greatness is actually not a scam. I'm like, okay, cool. What even is happening right now? And he goes up to people and hands them like fat stacks of cash. Okay. So he walked up to a little girl, a child, a Girl Scout in her Girl Scout uniform, could not have been more of a little girl child, with fat stacks of cash, and asks her this question: what's sticky and peels but you can't eat it? You guys, to a child,
no,
an actual child. Then Sticker Mule releases this on their literal, actual corporate social media, which has millions of followers across platforms. And this little girl's face, if you're watching us on YouTube, you're going to be seeing this reel, and we have blurred her face. We have blurred her face. Sticker Mule did not blur the face of this little child.
No, it's so gross. It's all so gross. So if you're not buying your stickers from Andrea Lake and Sticker Junkie, get with the program. Get on board that train.
Get on board that train, because we are just right here and we would love to have you besties. All right, Miss MeiMei Fox, thank you as always for this episode of Dirty Tea. Thank you for being along for the ride. The whole podcast exists because MeiMei Fox bolstered me up the whole time and told me that it should continue to exist, even if I wasn't promoting it or getting any views or anything.
It's like people are going to go back and watch all of them throughout all of time. Yeah, they will.
And so it shall be. I believe that is true.
And so if you haven't, go do that too, because you can learn a lot and be entertained at the same time.
What could be better than that? All right, Miss Fox, we will see you next time on this edition of Andrea Lake 101 Dirty Tea with MeiMei Fox. Until then, grab your popcorn, grab your wine, and I will come in piping hot with all the tea.